Hey everybody, I'm just checking in. There's been some confusion regarding where your information is housed for this course, and so I wanted to do a real quick review of that. I made the assumption that everybody would be able to find it, and I think that people are still having some issues with that. So that's the reason for this particular video. So what I'm going to do is I'm in your class here, and I am going to go into student view. We have the ability to view our Canvas courses as if we were a student. So, because there are some things that we can see that you cannot. So I just want to go ahead and do that. So this is the home page. You should see this when you come in. If you've read the syllabus, wonderful. But here is where everything is at, right? You are really going to need to utilize this left-hand pane here. These announcements are where, I make announcements, obviously, and tell you things that you need to know. Your syllabus can be found here, but then modules is where it's going to be at. Okay, this is where all your things are going to be. Now, the very first thing in modules here is going to be this thing called Under the Dome, and these are it's just all the episodes of this series of things that many little shows that were created that kind of tell the story about the legislature that was in session last summer. And I think they're really good because they give you kind of a real-time look at how things are going. So every single one of, you'll need to scroll past that, but every single one of our units has a module, and this is where everything you will need is going to be housed. So if you come down here to Module 1, you click on it. Background knowledge just kind of gives you an overview of what we're talking about here. You can scroll through the module by hitting the next button, and it'll take you to lectures and reading, or if you just hit modules and go back, you can see all of the information, right? So here's your lecture and reading. Here's your reading check. Here are the criticisms of the Constitution assignment, your political discussion assignment discussion, and then your political culture discussion, and then your quizzes down here. Every single thing that you will need is going to be housed in these modules. And so for Unit 1, all of the lectures are here, right? These are video lectures. All of the required readings are here, and so there weren't very many required readings for you for this particular unit, but those things are going to be housed down there, okay? And so when you're finished with Unit 1 and we're moving on to Unit 2, click that, get rid of it. That way it's kind of out of the way. Click Unit 2, the required readings for Unit 2, the lectures and the readings. Here are the lectures, and then you've got these little mini episodes. All of these are those Under the Dome episodes that I was just referring to a moment ago, and they all deal with the legislature in some way. They're really like 10 minutes long each, so it may look like a lot, but it's really not a ton of stuff, and they're fascinating. They're really, really fascinating. Then you go down here, and here are the articles I want you to read for this unit. So you do all of these things first, and then you go on and do the activities. You go on and do the assignments that I'm giving you. You're going to do a reading check over Dennis Bonnen. You're going to do that. When you're done, and it's locked until February 2nd. It'll pop up when it's ready. You're going to do this activity on the rise and fall of Dennis Bonnen. Then you're going to continue on and talk about it's the assignment on your representatives and their roles. But every single thing, see, reading check on Dennis Bonnen, the rise and fall of Dennis Bonnen, your representatives and their roles, usage of power, and then the exam. All of those things are here housed in the modules. So modules is going to be where it's at, people, okay? All of the things that you will need. When you're done with Unit 2, move on to Unit 3. When you're done with Unit 3, move on to Unit 4. I have genuinely tried to organize this in such a manner that it's very easy to access and user-friendly, okay? You'll have the opportunity at some point to give me feedback on what you think I can do better, and I always take those things into consideration. And so I apologize for not telling you about this before. I just made the assumption that you would naturally go over here and start clicking on these things. I should have uploaded this video sooner, but here's where it's all at. Okay, if you have any trouble after this, I'll be glad to help you one-on-one, but I do hope this clears up some of the confusion that I've had with a few of you. All right, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.